What if I told you this upcoming showdown isn't just another title fight? It's the moment that defines Dricus du Plessis' legacy or reveals a new king. At UFC 319, on August 16, 2025, in Chicago's United Center, the middleweight crown is on the line. But this isn't just about who wins, it's about how and when the fight unfolds. Picture a champion with chaotic attacking style facing a wrestling machine hungry to dominate. That's the tension driving this matchup. Dricus du Plessis didn't agree to this fight on a whim. After defending his belt for the second time at UFC 312 in Sydney, he held nothing back. Khamzat Chimaev was next, not because of hype, but because he earned it. He told reporters after the Khamzat fight, "That's the fight I want." And I think 90% of fans wanted it. That clarity shows a focus beyond any flashy match. It's about legacy.
This is not striking, this is not wrestling, this is not grappling, this is MMA. And yes, I do think his wrestling is phenomenal. But when the night comes, it's not about teaching him a lesson. It's about proving once again that I will be the greatest of all time. Yes, I know his wrestling is great. It is, 100%. He's proven that. I mean, look at his performances. But you're only as good as your opponent lets you. And I won't let you look good. I can let you look good, but I can't let you win, unfortunately.
He's argued earlier that he backed Chimaev from the start because he struck while the iron was hot. Before UFC 312, Strickland got the call, but immediately after, du Plessis made clear he preferred the Chimaev bout. He insisted, "I would have preferred the Khamzat fight. I think he deserved it more, even though he didn't have as many fights." Then things got undeniable. Chimaev decimated Whitaker at UFC 308 in Abu Dhabi, triggering du Plessis' plan into full motion. No delays, no hesitation. In an interview, du Plessis revealed they had verbally agreed to 2 potential fight dates, each no later than September, and he'd accepted them both. "I already agreed to both. It's not far away. I'm just waiting for the contract. Next couple of months, maximum 4 months." That kind of assertiveness shows a man demanding forward motion, not postponement or hesitation. He even shut down rumors of an injury delay. All those rumors that came out with injuries, I don't know where it came from. I just left it. Everybody had their fun. Now you're all gonna look stupid. He maintained the fight was locked in and ready to happen. Finally, he made his stance crystal clear. "I don't prepare for Khamzat. I prepare to be the best Dricus. So after that, if he pulls out fight week, UFC will get somebody else. And whoever they put in there, I'll be ready." That mentality cements it. No distractions, no delays, just laser focus. Through ruling out delays, insisting on the matchup, and signaling readiness for multiple dates, du Plessis paints himself as a champion unafraid, proactive, and fast-tracking his biggest test yet. Khamzat Chimaev's path to this title shot reads like a wildfire. Fast, fierce, and unstoppable. Since debuting in the UFC during the pandemic, he ripped through opponents with a staggering pace, earning 5 Performance of the Night bonuses and rewrote the record books with 3 wins in just 66 days. Modern UFC history's fastest triple threat. It wasn't just quantity, it was the destruction. At UFC 308 in Abu Dhabi, Chimaev crushed former middleweight champion Robert Whitaker in under 4 minutes. He stormed in, swiftly landed a takedown, dragged Whitaker to the mat, and locked in a brutal face crank that forced an instant tap at just 34 of the round 1. The submission was so vicious that Whitaker's jaw and teeth were visibly damaged. Multiple outlets awarded it Submission of the Year. The MMA world watched shocked, and Chimaev was catapulted into title contention. UFC CEO Dana White confirmed du Plessis was his next opponent, and fans and analysts instantly recognized he was rising fast. What really defined his ascent wasn't just strength, but wrestling IQ, a mix of raw athleticism, perfect timing, dominant takedowns, and relentless pressure. Reddit users described his takedown technique as technically perfect penetration and north-south footwork with impeccable timing, saying he virtually bulldozes opponents into defeat. Still, some voices remain cautious. Former middleweight title holder Reinier de Ridder questioned whether Whitaker was fully healthy going into the fight, suggesting it didn't show Chimaev's ultimate ceiling. But even skeptics admit The performance was overwhelming and eye-opening. A longtime rival, Kamaru Usman, added his voice, calling it not just a choke, but a jaw-crushing assault and the unquestioned submission of the year. Usman remarked, "He shot that double, ran him down, and crushed his teeth." By the time the cameras cooled, the message was clear. Chimaev isn't just rising, he's arrived. Undefeated at 14-0, riding momentum that echoes legends, and commanding respect for one of the most dominant displays MMA fans have ever seen. But beneath all the hype, there's a real question. Can Du Plessis withstand this whirlwind, or is the storm coming for his reign? The internet sees this fight boiling over. Chimaev slammed Du Plessis as the biggest bullshit amid rumors of injury. Du Plessis hit back hard, listing Chimaev's pullouts and joking about who cries off more. This isn't hype, it's personal. They're digging in, and their words will set the tone when they meet in the cage. But beneath the trash talk, there's a game plan.
Du Plessis' coach put it bluntly: "We want to fight him on the floor, break him up in pieces." They're banking on Chimaev's gas tank running dry after round 1. Analysts point out that Chimaev's power fades after the early surge, and that's when Du Plessis gets going. Whether wrestling or striking, Du Plessis aims to drag the fight into deep waters, where he's strongest. But not everyone's sold on this plan. Israel Adesanya painted a vivid picture. If Chimaev wins, it's in rounds 1 to 2. If Du Plessis wins, expect a late finish. He called it chaotic good versus chaotic evil, a fight defined by energy and chaos. Robert Whittaker, who's faced both men, believes Du Plessis has the experience edge if he survives early grappling. Reiner de Ritter, a former training partner of both, says, "I just don't see Khamzat finishing him early, and I see Dricus building in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds." Meanwhile, Paulo Costa adds more fuel. He's calling Chimaev a coward after an alleged DM scandal, and thinks the fight's outcome depends on whether Chimaev can keep up after round 3. But all this talk is meaningless without understanding their styles. Du Plessis is a blend: a rugby tackle wrestler, high-volume striker, and relentless pressure artist. He claims dominance lies in wrestling, striking, and endurance all at once, and promises to make the fight on his terms. Chimaev counters with relentless MMA-style wrestling, sudden takedowns, and aggression. Not textbook grappling, but raw dominance. His question mark? Round 3 stamina. Together, that makes this more than a style clash, it's a legacy battle. Du Plessis wants to prove he's the complete fighter. Chimaev wants to establish himself as the next generation's wrestling king. But what's riding on the outcome? For Du Plessis, a 3rd straight title defense not only fends off an unbeaten challenger, it puts him in the conversation as possibly the greatest middleweight ever. He's beaten champions and legends. Win here, and he becomes untouchable. For Chimaev, a win means headline status, his first title, and prove he can topple established champions early. A loss wouldn't just stall him, it could expose a limited game plan dependent on early bursts. This is more than a fight, it's a statement. Will Du Plessis survive the storm, drag it into deep waters, and emerge undisputed? Or will Chimaev overwhelm him early, shattering his hype? Let me know which round you predict and who brings the chaos. Smash that like, hit subscribe, and get ready. This one doesn't just crown a champ, it rewrites the history of the middleweight division.